Good morning. I have SPX SPY posted in the chat. I'm about to post Tesla. Just gotta edit a couple things. Come on. I'm gonna just edit this. I gotta get back to SPY, make sure we're all good on this. SPY's pretty straightforward today, I'll be honest. So before the market's open, guys, somebody try to clip this for me. We're gonna be looking, well, we're already bullish because we're over this area. It's just, can we hold the lows of pre-market? If we can hold the lows of pre-market, and honestly, if you zoom in here, you have your previous day close here, which it would have been awesome if we had a nice higher open again, but we didn't. So you're really actually looking for a break of this tiny area here between the close and the low of pre-market. If this breaks, definitely not looking good. As long as this holds, we're looking good for more upside though, just because we're already above the halfway point of the previous day. We didn't have any overnight move down. We haven't dipped down yet, but that is where we're most likely going to head if we break this area. So we can put ourselves an arrow here. Damn, that was almost perfect. The arrow is always like preset. Or you could just be buying dips right here, but in reality, what you should be looking for are holds of this and breakouts of 632 and maybe even a pre-market high for those moves up. So I just wanted to explain that before the markets really started moving. Jesus, I can't speak English today. I'm gonna detach this over to my other screen, the chain, and I'll be posting which contracts are the best for this area. So if we're going to be looking for breaks today for your same day scalps on the August 5th contracts, you're definitely going to hold up. I have to change my things to Greeks. We're going to have to be looking for the what I like to do is I look at my main target and then I choose around that target. So right here I choose 630, 629, or 628 contracts. Then I go to the chain and I look and I see, all right, well, is the gamma fucked on any of these? Yes, the gamma is fucked on 2 of those actually. 628, 629 is riding the line. You could say you like 629s for downside. 630 is definitely going to be your stake though. 629, 630, 631. These are your best options for scalps going down today, for breaks in this area. If we get a push over pre-market high, or maybe you buy the dip a little early and you take the risk and you want to see it get to pre-market high, trim some, and then get that breakout to 635 30s, then we can start to look a little bit higher. So we'll see what contracts are good for those. Same day contracts that are good for this chart if we do get some upside over the planned areas. I would definitely say the 632 strike is a good looking one. That's probably the best looking one. Very close though is the 633. I like both of those honestly. And then if we do get to break out a pre-market high, this chain will adjust, and I would say looking at 634 needs to be the priority. If anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to ask. Make sure it's about the game plan around SPY first, and then we'll move on to other tickers. But as of right now, are we all good on this chart here, right now? Also, this week isn't that crazy for news. If I pull this up real quick, you can see today is one of the big days of news this week, but you can see overall this week from the 8th, or I'm sorry, from the 5th all the way down to the 8th, it's really not that crazy. The big news was last week, interest rate. The majority of earnings were last week, so not as bad as last week is basically all I'm saying. If you ever come to this website, make sure you read the top here. It's very, very helpful. It also is so insane to me how people will just like post lies, you know? They don't actually read anything. You're just seeing like a post on Twitter. Twitter is where opinions are posted. So it's a good thing to check this and double fact check that if you are. So I hope that helps. But yeah, that's the game plan right now. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if we need to go over anything again regarding SPY, if you guys have any questions. Drop a like on the stream. If you guys just now got in here, go back literally a couple seconds. I just covered the game plan and which contracts are best suited for those game plans. Regarding SPY, we haven't moved on to anything else yet. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Alexis? What's up, King Carnage? What's up, Lag? What's up, VC? Good morning. I'm just going to turn it off. But do we have any questions regarding that? Any comments to add on top of that? I'm going to move on to SPX. So SPX, these are the key levels for anybody who just like this over SPY. No complaints. I don't recommend swing trading this. You have to genuinely be pretty stupid to swing trade this chart. But I think scalping it is fine as long as you're not sitting in it forever. You genuinely need to be decisive. So, nice chart. But I really like this setup too because it shows you just how far up SPY is compared to that control area. Basically, we're saying as long as we're above this, we're more bullish than bearish, and vice versa. And we're a good distance from that. Not only that, we're above the previous day highs, we're above the previous day close on SPX. So it's a little bit of a different story compared to SPY, where if you go to SPY, you can see we're actually battling our pre-market low to see if we can remain up here. So, yeah, that's that. So that's the only real difference between SPX and SPY right here in this morning. But I'll move on to a couple other charts real quick, and then we'll go back to SPY. Okay, Apple, I don't want to look at you either. Damn, Microsoft. And yeah, I'm kind of curious on our top 3 tech stocks here, Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia today. Do we, like here on Apple, they were doing really good. Gave it all up. Still sitting here. Microsoft killed it. A little bit of a pullback this morning, but they're still above the majority of their gains. Same thing for Nvidia. A little bit of a pullback, still above a majority of their gains from yesterday. So if Apple gives up some of their room, or do they catch up, is what I'm trying to see today, because Apple didn't retain most of its gains. It was the only top 3 to not retain its gains. It actually gave it up. Today we're sitting in the lows. I let my dog in. But yeah, good morning, good morning. And what's up, stream? Do we have any questions, any comments about anything so far? We went over Spy, SPX, Tesla before everything else, just because the levels had to be redone or adjusted a little bit. And then we went over the tech and difference, just to see which one of these performs today, which one doesn't. Because I genuinely would like to see which one of these three move away from the pack, or does Apple come back into the fold? Which so far does not look like the case. Which leads me to believe that these will try to pull back a little bit more if Apple sees more weakness. Or does Apple just completely just be the indifference today? If y'all hear a cute little bell, it's the dog. It's not me. And yeah, sorry about the music. I just turned it off. We don't need to hear that crap anyway. What are you knocking over? Hey, calm down. I'm streaming. I'd shit a brick if she talked back. Actually, I'd be rich if she talked back. I'd have the only talking dog. Like, actually talking dog. That would be cool. I'd make everybody in my chat so rich they could retire, and then I'd call it a life right there. Bam, that's GG. Accomplishments. Yo, man, how'd you retire, man? What'd you invest in? What'd you do? Did you hit the lottery? No, man, this guy I know just had a talking dog, and he gave us all of his money. Hey, quit messing with shit. You gotta chill. But what's up, guys, in the YouTube chat? What's everyone looking at? Wake up, wake up, wake up. We got 16 people in here, and I don't even know if you're all alive anymore. You're watching Spy Futures? Nice. Thank you, dude. I was like, where is everybody? Looking at AbbVie and amazed at Axon. Amazed at Axon. You're making me want to check it instantly. Buyers off a pre-market low so far of SPY. By the way, SPX must be doing really good because they were already above previous day high. Wow, good shit. Yeah, that is insane. 14% on a fucking $850 stock. Just casual. That's crazy. Dude, it did the setup too. It literally did the setup before it went back up. I can literally see it. So here's the first dip. Is like your leg one. It did like a liquidity grab above it. Then retook below. Or lost below, sorry. Whoops. Then here's the other 50% of the second leg down. And then here's what I guess you could call a third leg down, but I don't know if I'd call it that. And it's kind of cool, because if you see the lows here too, like here's the low, and then here's this area. You don't have a low right here. So that's the first one. Here's a low, and then here's a low. You kind of get these like little zones almost. Dude, what is going on? There we go. So there's like that one, and there's this tiny one right here. And then, of course, I don't know if I draw highlighted areas over these, but these are pretty important. And then, of course, you have the high of your move with your supply. So your chart looks like this. But what I was saying, it did the thing. It did the liquidity grab. It did the 90% entry. It lost this level, right? Rejected it. That's a clear rejection. That's bearish still. Nothing changed. Lost it. Inside bar. Retake. That's now where they're holding. So that's actually super bearish, and this is super bullish, sorry, and it's actually the first higher low of this potential trend. I say potential trend because you don't know it yet in this moment. Yes, right here and now we're like, oh, well, that held trend. Well, no shit. But realistically, in the moment, we would have just been looking at this and saying, well, it's potentially trying to hold a higher low. This could be a good risky area for long. It kind of sucks earnings is there because that would have turned us all off, but that is a sexy ass setup. And all I did was just use some 50% fibs and then highs and lows. I didn't do anything special. That is a very clean chart. As soon as I saw these like perfect leg downs, I was like, oh man, this is going to be fun to draw. That's actually really clean, dude. I don't even know what this is, but nice. And then you said Abby. Oh, Abby's looking good. Honestly, it's kind of got that same look to it. I drew something back here a while ago, but it's still retaining that higher low trend though, and it's actually pushing above the next area, which this is how they did last time. But they've had time to consolidate, build volume under. They've even have more volume up here now because they projected it another 2 times. So it could be a good one. Good looks though. What's up, John G? Good morning. You're watching IWM, Nick. That's not a bad one. I always have respect for anybody who's watching IWM. Small caps are kind of fun to play because I feel like they're slept on a little bit. They're actually rejecting a really good level right now. Let's go back to SPX and SPY real quick because last thing I saw they were just going up. And yeah, we got a little bit of more movement from SPX above the previous day high. On SPY. It's going to be their pre-market low. Those are in 2 different spots right now. But yeah, that's their pre-market low, previous day close area highlighted. That's all that is. It's not some crazy zone or anything. But I would definitely say this leads to short-term direction. If we're above this, a little bit more bullish than bearish. If we're below it, a little bit more bearish than bullish. But we haven't really left the pre-market range either yet. So it's not like we can sit here and say either side's kicking the other side's ass or anything. If anything, you got to think about the context of the week. Yesterday, we kicked ass. Today, this morning, I should say, we're probably going to get a breather, and then we're going to get a good move. Most likely. Most likely. There's also that chance we don't do shit all day. But I just don't see that being the case. We have a really good-looking pre-market range. It's about $2 wide. It's sitting on top of an already bullish trending day from yesterday. And everyone's freaking out because we had a couple red candles. But if you go to your daily, I love how I named that one mess up. If you go to your daily, we're really not that far. We're really not far at all. And yesterday we were covering key levels in the stream. Going from your high to your low. Doing that junk. Basically what I just showed you on that other chart. I'll just go through it really quickly. You can see we've actually gone above some pretty damn good levels, I'd say. The 50% of the drop, we're above that by a lot now. The 50% of the gap down, we're up that by a good amount now. What are you crying about? Sorry, my puppy's being a puppy. Good morning, Ayala. Sorry, I'm probably abusing your name. Alexis, good morning. Carter, what's up, what's up? You're in Apple calls for September 2, but not feeling the support. Yeah, Apple chart's kind of crazy right now. I'll be honest with you. The intraday has been really hard to track. I more or less have just been using, sorry, I'm having trouble breathing now. I've more or less been using Apple, Microsoft, and Nvidia to like gauge the main part of tech because they are that heavy. So I've just been using Apple as a gauge recently. It's been kind of hard to track on intraday in my opinion. Bigger time frame, I don't know if I could say the same case. All right, back to what I was doing. It's crazy, actually. I'm actually just adding a shit ton of halfway points for everything in the area. We did the halfway point of the from high to low, halfway point of gap down, halfway point of gap up. I just did the halfway point of this day. We do the same thing for this day. Because I want to show y'all something. So, see how we have 3 different halfway points lined up like that? It's kind of funny because if you go to our other chart, that's exactly what helped us understand that this was helping us be bullish short term. And every time we dipped, we were bearish from this area. If you go to the smaller time frames, a little easier to see. Hold up. I say that as the chart blinds us with levels. Let me zoom in. So you can see pretty good reasoning there for why that would dip. You can see the control we had on that day, even with news. The beginning of it, where we're above it, see if we're going to get a dip hold or not. We didn't. So from open shorts to this area, we're good. If we didn't get any moves after that, we were fine. But we did. We got plenty of moves after that. That day is kind of like the beginning too. We were just kind of shorting from open to that area. And then this was still us getting up to it. So, but again, just kind of showing the power of 3 different halfway points when they're that close. So it's kind of cool. You can see it's right there. And look what yesterday's price action did. Perfectly held inside of, like, when I see these things now holding these areas, it's like, wow. I'm not as surprised, but it's still like, damn, it's kind of clean. And then you can add all your other tedious levels, you know. But for the daily time frame, though, you can see, though, we're above a lot of really good levels is what I'm trying to say. So there's actually a really good chance that we do go towards whatever other levels. We have that day's close. We got this day's open. Got this day's close, which, yeah, I might as well mark the close. And you can see we've already pushed through the close of this day. That kind of brought us here. This was the candle that brought us down here. So we're already to the close of that day. Yeah, pretty cool how that lines up. And you can see when I switch charts, not much changed. I just kind of have just the key levels. Nothing really moved. And yeah, we're still seeing buyers above pre-market low towards pre-market high on SPX. We're above previous day high, making a new high. Next major level is around 63.60, but 63.58.90 is the exact level. IWM getting some more buyers right as that was looking a little bit more ugly. Switching back to it now, they're still just holding above today's open. Apple's getting some buyers. We'll see if that continues or not. Remember the tech today, guys. Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA are all in different, or Microsoft and NVIDIA are basically in the same position. Apple is not. So it's good to watch these because if Apple's lagging, we'll see if it catches up. If it's not, we'll see if Microsoft and NVIDIA pull back. I'm going to shut my door again. Oh. What's up in the YouTube chat? So let me start reading some more of these. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, and I didn't even look at ES for lag. That's what I was missing. I knew there was something I didn't look. It should be pretty similar to my game plans on SPX and SPY. But I do a pretty good job of pointing out the indifferences because SPX and SPY aren't always exactly sitting in the same spot in comparison to their previous day's context. I would definitely, come on, man. I would definitely add your previous day close and previous day high from the session. And then your pre-market. So you got your high and your low. So now you just have a general sense of your context, really. Like, yes, we're inside a pre-market, but what else? But we're on the more bullish side of things. So we'll see if this gets more continuation. And this does line up with SPY and SPX really well, so. Looking good, looking good. I'll try to remember to click on IWM more. I need to check on Tesla for a second. Yeah, that's what I was scared of for this chart. Was it getting up into this and having bad timing again? That's exactly what gave us these indications yesterday before the big drop. Was just the timing was horrible. I can't really give the same argument for it today, just because it's not bad timing at all. But we are under a good resistance is why I find that intriguing. Why my mouth started watering when I pulled up that chart. Does anybody need the contract to be repeated for what we would be looking at based on the game plan for SPY? I covered it about twice now, but if anybody needs it repeated, I'd be glad to do so. Because it honestly amazes me when people are like, dude, I don't know what contract to pick. It's like, then why the fuck are you trading? Like, you shouldn't be clicking things. It's just crazy to me. And what's even crazier to me, honestly, even on top of that, It's like, why are you freaking out about a contract on a trade that should have been thought out beforehand? You know, you shouldn't be sitting here making decisions last second. Like, oh, I think I'll just grab this one. Like, what? You should already had this conversation with yourself. That's what amazes me. Let the puppy in, bro. No, no, she was in. She was in. She got bored of my room and left. I was just shutting the door. I can always tell the difference between her and the bigger dog scratching on my door because well, it's not as loud. She scratched it and it's like scratch, scratch, scratch. Like it's like, okay, that's Lily. But she probably went into the living room to play or play with the other dog. Is there a reason you don't trade futures? I love the non-theta. I just haven't tried it. There's no real reason. I just haven't ever had an account or made an account for it. I don't even know where I would start with it making an account, to be honest. But I don't know. I just haven't ever done it. I just don't care. I've just been on all this. And to be honest, I have slowly shifted into just having shares and stuff more than being here options trading all the time. And I've explained that many times in these streams for you guys because longevity is more important. Not for a lot of people think longevity is for like, I want to look good to people. It's like, I don't give a fuck what people think. You could sit here and think I'm the worst trader you've ever seen. I do not care. Because I know that's not the case, so I just don't care. But no real reason. I'm not like hard against it or anything. Game changer for me. My problem was getting too early watching my cons go to nothing but the move happening too late. But that's my point though. Like, I'm not here to make fun of you, Lag, but I just think like people who complain about theta don't understand options that well. Is my thing. But whatever, you know, maybe people hit that barrier and they're like, fuck this, I'm gonna go trade futures, and then they kill it on futures. Like, you're not gonna see me complain about that scenario because it's like, you know what, that person found a problem, they found a solution, and then they moved on and just stayed with it. Like, can't really complain about that. if that helped you circumvent, then I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm on the same boat with futures, can't leave options alone. Yeah, they're just great. And honestly, all of this stuff, trading futures, trading options, still should not be a majority of what you're doing. A majority of what you're doing should be researching, maintaining, maintenancing, you know, and getting into shares, getting into some real equity, not owning things for long term, not sitting here and just doing the short term. You know what I mean? So I think all this anyway is just like a smaller conversation compared to the bigger conversation, being that we should be investing long term. We should be picking up shares of things we like when we see dips. If we're going to sit here every day or every week of every year and just sit here and grab, you know, short-term options on different things, then I think we can also apply that same energy to owning things long term and then having options trading and futures trading even as more of a side project. As like a dessert maybe, you know, and then I think you'll also see yourself just be happier with what you have in front of you because it's really fun managing all these things, but it's also fun just trying to stay disciplined. I guess it's a weird thing because at any moment you could fuck all that up, sell everything, trade options, lose it all, you know, whatever. But it's kind of fun to build up your account slowly over time, and there's a lot of people in my chat have been doing this past few years now, and more recently. But it's been really nice. But I'm not complaining about people who do like to options trade or futures trade and don't have shares. I'm not complaining about them. It's just I think that's what everyone here should work towards. Again, not a financial advisor. You do whatever the hell you think is right. At the end of the day, you're doing things for you, you know. It is nice to be human and be nice to other people, but you got to think about yourself at the end of the day. Oh, it's my edge. Lag. Like right now, two tickers that a lot of my chat has. Well, the first one a lot of my chat has. The second one, maybe not a lot of them have, but it's definitely a popular one that some of us are looking at. Would be Webull, Bull, and then DNUT, DNUT. And then I would even throw UPS into that conversation. I think it's crazy and criminal what is happening to the UPS chart. UPS is an amazing opportunity. I think Webull is the one I have the most, like, not just investment in, but like belief in, because of all the different things that popped up for it. If those rumors too ever come true, what Rob was talking about yesterday, that really blew my mind. That would break the lid off of everything for that stock, and Robinhood even. But Robinhood's not as enticing just because the stock price is already kind of killing it right now. It's kind of too late for a newer investor. But yeah, Robinhood's killing it. You like UPS too? Nice. Yeah. Ever since Mike T Eagle Eye put me on, I've been hooked on that UPS chart. And D-Nuts from Mike as well. And then Bull is from like 10 of us, honestly. There wasn't like a one-person job for Bull. It's not like I came in chat one day. I was like, guys, we Bull. I started liking it on my own. And then I think 3 or 4 other people in chat started liking it on their own. And then randomly we just started talking about it more and more. And everyone's like, hey, I have some of that too. It's like, oh, okay. We just all came out of the woodworks. That was pretty funny, though. But yeah, Webull's, I think, one of my favorite potential investments for the future because it's really good stock price. I like the company. They're not doing bad. And there's just, I don't know. It's just like, no, it's not as badass as Robinhood. It's not as big as Robinhood, but it doesn't need to be. And maybe in the future, it does become the next Robinhood. Who knows? Yeah, Mike is the man, dude. That's why I listen up, man. If him or Sandollar post something, I read it. You know, it's like they know shit. They're older. They're more wise. Actually, I think Mike is only a little older than me. I'm not sure. Sandollar is definitely older than me, though. IWM rejected pre-market high. Great call out by Nick. Honestly, I love that from you. He gave us what they did, and he gave us context on where that is. We rejected. Where did we reject? Pre-market high. Good job. Let me zoom out for a second here, Nick, because I really don't remember any of these levels, but they seem somewhat important. I think I was just going ham one week, and then I just stopped charting it all of a sudden. That seems to happen a lot. We can remove that. I'm going to leave these other levels, though. They seem somewhat important. I'm heavily invested in BOTZ. I believe it has the potential. Still early stages. What is BOTZ? Explain it really quickly as if I'm a 3-year-old. You see drool coming out the side of my mouth. That's what I should start asking y'all if you bring a stock in here. All right, well, explain it to me. What is it? Because if you can't even explain like part of what it does, you're kind of screwed. It's ETFs for AI. What? Oh wait, I think I've heard of this actually. It has like man, I'm not on my game right now, dude. What is that AI folder? I think oh no, I might have deleted it, or it's on a different account. Yeah, it's on a different account. Isn't there one that's like IRBT, and then there's one that's like there's like 5 other instances where it's like that, but it's like one letter different. It's like iRobot, and then there's another one that's like robot something. Like there's a lot of AI companies in that. I have heard of that before, actually. That's yeah, that's not a bad one. I think people are going to be thrown off by AI a little bit, though. I think they think results will just pop up instantly, but I think it is a little slower than people imagine. I say the same thing all the time about 3D printing. Anytime someone asks me if we're still in that, it's like, yeah, I'm still in that, because I truly believe in a lot longer of time, like 20, maybe even 25, 30 years, you will see 3D printing used on a crazier scale. It's not just for construction. It's not just for these tiny little, stupid things people sell online. Like, It genuinely has a crazy potential future for it. It's gonna be used for space, for housing. It's crazy. Yes, Lily, I hear you. Hey, it's Lily. Come here. Come sit with me. Come sit with me, Lily. Oh, she's like 15 or 16 pounds now. She got big. You smell good, Lily. Did you put on perfume or cologne or whatever? You smell good. Yes, I know. You just wanted attention. Hey, don't lick my keyboard. By the way, we're breaking pre-market low and previous day close. Can someone post this in chat and Discord? I got this dog in my arms. I'll do it in a second. It's an index on global robotics, to be exact. Ah, fancy. Yeah, that's not a bad one. Dying cause the script corrupted on my 3D printing kidney. Oh, on my 3D printed kidney. Yeah, I didn't even think about that too. There is some stuff that's like for what? Was that a yawn or a squeal? I don't understand what that was. What was that? What was that? Hey, don't lick my keyboard. She's soft and she smells great. You had to put this little bell on her because I swear if you don't have a bell on this dog, she will go missing. And but she'll be standing like right behind you. Like she's such a ninja. Looks like a liquidity grab so far. We'll see what happens here though. Short-term direction very impactful in this area between that 631.09 and 631.33 previous day close up to the pre-market low. We'll see though. So far we are still seeing that break hold. We'll see if this wick ever picks up enough to get above these levels. What do you want? You should lick my face. I wish y'all could see how this dog is sitting on me. Ugh, I can't move up. Alright, Lily. I gotta focus. Ugh. She licked my face all over. I got Lily cooties on me now. More so on IWM. Yeah, because they got above pre-market high for a second there, too. Like a perfect close. They said, just kidding. They are reacting to today's open on that, though, so keep in mind in that area. SPX definitely giving us that liquidity grab look so far under previous day high. Giving us that move above, breaking back below. The next major area is that highlighted area, but you do have another level in between. And then IWM, same story as like SPX, but again, you're kind of worrying about that open to see if it can make it to the pre-market low area again. So we'll see what happens there. Apple is trying to move up. That's crazy. Is trying to move up while Microsoft is trying to break down, and Nvidia is a little bit weak as well, but they're trying to hold their lows right now, so we'll see if they break or not. Poor Amazon didn't have any help today. Amazon, you're a day late, man. They were trying to do that yesterday. But you were trying to do this. So Amazon, I think getting kind of the opposite reaction with the market. I don't know if there was news or anything, but overall they did have a pretty bad day yesterday. So maybe this is just a relief bounce for them. What? Let me open the door. I can't play right now, Lily. I'm streaming. Gotta wait. I'll go back to SPY though, because it does look like a drop kept happening into that next candle in the 5 minute. I'm gonna leave it on. No, we're not. Fuck it. Let's take it off. Chart's just so ugly with that on. Not gonna lie. I'll just have to remember that's pre-market high. Try not to fake myself out. Good break of that area so far. UPS hurt us, showing some buyers here holding above 84. Damn. I was honestly surprised to even see it take that dip back down like it did. I think I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today. But I think that's a crazy buy where it currently sits. Like, it should not be down there. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That is a very likely possibility. We'll see here if price remains under this 631.30, 631.09 level here, this highlighted area on SPY. If that continues to reject the way it is, we'll probably see a dip down to that 629.14 level. If we see a retake of this level, you're going to see some indecisiveness and probably have to wait a little bit longer for a more directional trade. But either way, this is a very active chart. Don't be bored. What are you doing, lag? Lag trading ES right now? What's up, Nard? Good to see you, man. I'm actually about to join Discord for anybody who wants to sit in there. I know there's people who prefer one or the other. Dude, fucking Sand Dollar's on fire. Great update by Spicy Pepper. Good shit. Sand Dollar, also known as Frankie G, also known as The G. Good stuff. Pretty sure this guy's a scammer in that off-topic chat. I need to ban him. But yeah, if you guys are preferring Discord over YouTube, I am on Discord now, streaming. Yeah, my bad, lag. I'm getting him now. I honestly just wanted to see if he was real. Oh my god, dude, that movie is so OG. Isn't that Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Mr. Electric. And it was freaking... What's his name? George Lopez? That was like a fever dream seeing that again. I couldn't even tell you the last time I saw that movie. The range is amazing due to recent moves. 100 points this morning, paid 1.5k on one unit. Jesus. I'm hearing I need to just log into Lag's account. He logs in the next day, it's just negative and he owes money. All right, guys, potentially seeing that bearish rejection. I still like those 630, 631s. If you have to go 629, that's on you. But it's not as bad as it was earlier. Sounds like something Tobias does. Gets into other people's account. No, I feel like Tobias would make someone rich. Don't go message Tobias. That's illegal. What's going on, man? Hope everyone is good today. Yeah, same, dude. I honestly hope everyone's doing good as well. Because I slept fucking amazing. I feel great. Glad to be here. See if we can get some good moves here. So far, we could have the early onsets of an outside bar. I don't want to be that guy. I don't think it's possible because of the size of yesterday. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. Still getting that bearish rejection, guys. There's nothing here that should be scaring you if you're thinking about not shorting. Obvious risk, of course, guys. Can you guys type into the YouTube chat or in Discord and tell me what area, I'm literally hovering over it, needs to be your stop loss area? If you are going to short here, this is your risk. Rhetorical question, of course. I'll just end the Discord stream if nobody's going to join. I'll go live for another few minutes. $629.30. Are you answering my question, or are you saying you think we're going to go down there? I think a lot of people are on vacation right now. Oh, is it that time of year? I didn't even realize. Honestly, it's crazy. Someone was like, yo, dude, school's starting up. Or I saw like a going back to school sign. I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, I forgot. People aren't even in school right now. I'm so out of touch with like all that right now. I don't have kids, I don't think about that kind of stuff, but it's kind of crazy. You're like, oh yeah, there's just like way more people right now. And people are, like you said, probably on vacation. Nice move so far. The 630 and 631 are moving pretty well for this very minimal movement. And no new low of day yet. Answering your question, or I'm too far off? No, you're a little far off. So what I was asking is, what was your stop loss basically if we're looking to short this? So you'd be looking at pretty much this highlighted area right here. I thought you were saying 629.30 is like a target, which that would be totally fine probably. Which, let me see, where even is that? 629.30. I also didn't know if you meant 631.30, but maybe you didn't. Okay, so just above the area I have marked. Yeah, it's not the worst. The only thing I think that would scare me that isn't marked is like this barrier right here. I don't have 629.75 marked, but I would. That's probably a good level to have, but I don't have it set. Yeah, he said 629.81. See, that's a great level to have. I do this thing where I just keep my key levels marked like this, and then in my head, I will have that marked. But I hate the visual of having it there because it's like an extra level, and it's like it looks like I'm clustering up the screen. Because imagine if I'm just looking at this. It feels a little clustered, But in reality, when we're zoomed out, you and me both know it's not. So I just sometimes do that in my head. And I need to start saying that more, too, because I feel like I'm just like, yep, that's there. And then I don't say it, and I'm like, oh, shit. Even though in stream I probably have said it 1,000 times. I'm not giving myself enough credit there. I do tend to yap on here. Good looks, though, Alex. You live next to a school zone and you hate the slow traffic with the passion? Oh, God, that's got to be horrible. Yeah, like, you got to think about that, too, whenever you want to leave your house, like in the morning or afternoon. Those are the two time zones you're screwed. New low of day, guys. New low of day on SPY. Those contracts are getting some extrinsic value pushing into right now. We'll see if this new low holds or not. Not that crazy now that it's wicking up. We'll see if this continues or not. So far, though, not a bad short for anybody who might have gotten in on that 631.09 penetration. Haven't made it down to any like crazy targets, though. I'm not going to sit here and act like that was some home run. No, it's just the beginning. But we'll see. And any retake of that highlight area above price is probably a good sign that this is short term. We're just going to be indecisive, or you're going to see that bullish move come in. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But so far, not bad for bears. Totally wasn't sleeping. What's up? What's up? Totally not sleeping. What's up, Matty Ice? How you doing, man? And hey, man, if you slept a little bit, maybe you needed it. Doing good, man. How you doing? We doing solid. How are you today? I'm alive. Same energy. Oh, and my bad, guys. I haven't sold myself out once today. Make sure to like the stream, share the stream link around, and if you're in here, type, engage. There's a lot of cool people in here. It doesn't always have to be questions. You guys can literally state things, call things out, stuff like that. You don't have to. We're not just guppies in here. We only have leaders in this group. We don't do that crap. But Bueller, I caught your call out. I don't give a fuck. How'd you do on your trade? What'd you do? You know, it's not about that. Good low right here, by the way. This is really good extrinsic value on those contracts. The 630 just tapped in the money for a second. We'll see if it continues. Guys, I hope you paid attention to the game plan and the contracts today. Here comes my profit taker. Good shit, Alex. Damn, Oklo, good morning to you too. I'll check that in a second. Don't let me forget. Morning energy drink, be doing my bathroom bad. Jesus, dude, I did not need to read that. I did not need to read that out loud either. Good shit, though, Alex. Good shit. I'm assuming you had your own game plan. You're just chilling in here, which, again, I love that. I wish more people would do that. I like when people use me as like a triple confirmation kind of thing. Like, they're not really relying on anything I'm saying. It's just like, oh, he also is bearish, or oh, he's also bullish. Because it's really good. It speaks levels to whoever any one of you are, you know. You can take your own trades. You're just using other things as guidelines even. Like, that's what we need to be doing. No one needs to be relying on anything. Very vital info. I try. We'll see if we can keep it up, though. I think the trick with us as lately has just been clearing the levels, and then redoing them again to kind of get a better feel of the context around us. I feel like that's really helped me a lot. I don't do it every day. I've been doing it like every 2 to 3 days. So Wednesday, going into Thursday, I'll probably clear the levels again and redraw them. It's also my fault too, because I draw a lot. Like, there's times where I sit here, I'm like going over explanations with you guys, and I'm fucking up my whole chart. And then like I don't fix it. And then 2 days later, I have like all these like arts and crafts across my chart, and it's like, okay, something needs to be cleaned up here. Yeah, and I really do hope the game plans are clear as day for anybody in here paying attention, because they have been. I'm not trying to sound like a cocky asshole or anything, but we're 6 out of 6. Out of the last 6 times I've posted big game plans and going over where to look for breaks and stuff, and I go even further in depth in a lot of it. And I hate sounding like that too. I hate being like, guys, I've been right, pay attention. Like, I hate sounding like that, but I don't know how else to say it. But we're 6 out of 6. So it's like, I really hope they're. I hope you're paying attention, and if you are, I hope they're clear. I hope they're somewhat easy or helpful. I've even been doing recap posts going over what happened after the day is over, based on the game plan. I hate going over things that weren't really covered because it's kind of pointless. If you weren't thinking about it beforehand, you shouldn't be thinking about it afterhand, is how I see it. But yeah. But I hope they've been helpful or somewhat decent to read or whatever. I think most of you have enjoyed them all right. My bad, I'll check on SPX for my SPX nerds. SPX doing really good too. In terms of movement after level break. That's most of the time what I mean. And then IWM, how'd they do? Ooh. Whoever said liquidity grab earlier was right so far. I think that was Nick that said that, or John G. One of you said that. It looks like you were right so far, though. Apple is still going the opposite direction as Microsoft and Nvidia. Okay. Microsoft and Nvidia both pulling back a little bit. Nvidia a little bit more so. Poor Amazon's left alone. Alright, we'll go back to SPY. I'm trimming most position here, guys. That imaginary level that we're not drawing but is definitely sitting here somewhere. It's somewhere between like 629.70 something, like 75 and 82, and it's hitting both of those levels right now. So just for my own sake, I'm going to take most profits there, and I'm going to wait, and then I'll hold one contract for the rest. So if I'm wrong, I'm not really that bad off, and if I'm right, I get a little bit of a cherry on top. So it's pretty good risk reward. Also, it's just very smart to get out of most of your position after you've hit a couple targets or maybe one target, because it's just good management. You know, right now I think people get too caught up in buying their contracts, selling most of them, and they get to that part of the trade where they're in just their last contracts or so, and they hold them too long, or they never let a majority of them go. And then it goes against them, and they blame it on the market or whatever. But it's really just timing. It's because you're being a little bit greedy. You know, it fell. You have to also be thinking about the possibility of it returning. Even if it's to reject this again, it doesn't matter. That's still going to fuck your trade up a little bit. So, especially for a same-day scalp, you need to be in the mindset of what your trade is, right? If you're going for a scalp, then scalp it. Don't sit there and turn it into a long-ass fucking day trade, right? And if you're going to day trade it, something that's going to go a little bit longer than a scalp, don't be sitting there and turning it into a swing trade. You didn't plan that. Stick to what you said beforehand. Nice shit, Alex. He took 75%. My bad, I'm reading YouTube again. He said his next level 629.50s. Alright, so it looks like you're pretty close to my next level too. Good shit, though. I'm happy for you. Good morning, party people. What's up, Maddie Clams? How are you doing? We got both Maddies in here this morning. Pretty easy price action. Loss of today's open and retest to the downside after news is bad. I don't even know what the news was, to be honest. I think that would have fucked me up today if I was looking for news. I wouldn't have had time to read chat or focus on my chart. So I'm glad you guys were all on top of that, because I think that would have overwhelmed me. I also just don't like to look at news a whole lot in the moment. But it is good to check. That's why we look at that every day before the market's moving. We look at that at the beginning of each week with the daily update channel, just because it's good to know, okay, when is there news? We don't always need to be tracking or looking for it, but it is just good to be aware of it, at the very least. Good shit, though. Did anybody take these shorts based on the game plan and contracts that I had posted for the group here in the stream? If you did, good job. If you didn't, I hope you took away something else from this. But pretty easy price action, I'd say, this morning. I think any one of my guys in my chat, any of the veterans, I think they would all agree with me. Some pretty easy-ass price action today. It's like 10 times easier than yesterday. Yesterday wasn't hard. It was just awkward because we had moved straight up at the beginning. You didn't get any kind of like rebuttal or settle first. It just kind of like went. It just had control. So, and here comes our next target, guys. Our first main target, but this is our second target. I'm just going to go ahead and call it there. See if we get a new trade after that. Good shit, guys. Very proud of that. Cool, cool, cool. All right, sorry guys. I was typing to chat. I need to update one more chart. Actually, two more charts. I just forgot. So give me a second. If you guys have any questions or comments, go ahead and throw them out. Bro, the Tesla chart pays like almost every day. It's been kind of crazy this week. I just spammed Tesla and posted SPX. I'm stupid. I meant to do that on this one. Here we go. Fixed my error. There we go. All right, back to SPY. And we are seeing a little bit of a reaction near that first target, guys. Again, this is a combination of your previous day halfway point mixed in with your larger time frame halfway point. I think that's from the gap up. Thank you, Jake. Good to see you, man. So cool how many different people we have in the chat that just pop up randomly and are just kicking ass still. Bro's doing e-commerce. I'm really happy to see that. 629.14 OMG. It's like a level or something. Yeah, it's crazy. 629.14, dude. I just pulled that out of my ass. This is why I go over this stuff before, because after my brain's been fried covering this stuff live, I'm almost like, wait, where is that level? Oh, wait, I'm stupid. You know what that level is? Damn. It's a little off because this is fucked up. Damn. And Carter, you were one of the first people mentioning that won the, not yesterday, but I think it was like Friday or Thursday, whatever last, maybe it was Monday. It was Monday or Wednesday. Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. You had brought that up. You'd brought up the halfway point of a gap down, the halfway point of that large day, and now here we are using every single one of these levels. And then it's super spaced out too. I love this. I love when it's spaced out and it's not like a clusterfuck. You know what I mean? I love that. It's so much easier to manage and think about and understand and plan around. It's so much easier. Good shit, Alex. Taking most out, leaving 2 runners. Very good. Runner looking for previous day control point. Good looks. Good looks. We'll see if we get it. Definitely still very possible. In my dream, I did. Good shit, though. Maddie, that's funny. It was because of your dream that we got the pullback. So I appreciate that. And it's funny because I say pullback, and like it's funny, like Carter just mentioned too, we're not even at the halfway point yet of the previous day. Like, we're already sitting here amazed and happy that today is a great day already, and it's not even to the halfway point of yesterday. That's the funny part. And it puts it into perspective. Like, you really don't need massive moves for good days, or great days even. You just need a directional move. And yeah, guys, any breakdown of 629.14, and you'll most likely see that 628.40. Not that far away, I know. Doesn't sound exciting when I say it like that, but that is the most key level on the chart that's near price right now. So if it does dip under that top level, expect it to hit that 628.40, most likely. And any break of that we'll probably see towards today's open. Or, sorry, yesterday's open. Any hold of this... And where are we going, guys? If we get a hold of this area, where are we going to potentially bounce towards? What are the 2 key levels that we highlighted up there? Y'all should get this one pretty easy. What are those 2 key levels up there? Good question for everybody. We talked about the downside. That was easy to talk about. It's very easy. What about if we held right here and we went up? What is the next key area above? Previous day close and previous day high. Pre-market low, open. I'm just reading y'all's out. I'm not saying the answer yet. Which you're both kind of right. The levels I was looking for was previous day close and pre-market low, because it's kind of like the barrier around that. But it's basically previous day high, so you might as well be right. And yeah, the open is another one, but there's 2 key levels that are very, very tiny and close together. That 631.09, 631.33. That mainly consists of your previous day close and your pre-market low. Your previous day high is inside of that, and your open is just above that. But that was the next levels I was looking for, but those are all pretty good answers, not gonna lie. I would have been pissed if someone was like 632.60. Like, what? It's like 3 or 4 levels right there. But basically, this area is very decisive right now. Between the open, the pre-market low, the previous day high, and the previous day close, we got 4 levels all right there. So it's like, why don't we just use them? So we'll see what we get, guys. Right now, we are getting a break of 629.14. There's a really good chance you see the test of 628.40. It's also very popular to see a break retake if it is going down to do that. Where you get a break retake, and then you get like some slow consolidation into lunchtime, and then by power hour you get another good move. Or I say last 2 hours of the day you get a good move. So this could be a sticky area, so I'd be very, very cautious for any people who are sitting in trades or getting into new ones. This is a very, very important area, probably the most important area on our intraday chart for direction. So keep that in mind, everybody. But I hope that helps. Good updates, too. I've been seeing really good updates in the chat, too, so not bad. I hope the stupid little arrows helped everybody in case they were late to the game plan, but saw those and were like, okay, that's what they're doing. I'm just happy we got a breakdown that got a good move after it. Actually hit a target. So even if the rest of the day completely sucks ass, at least the first hour and 6 minutes was good. So can't complain about that. Especially for a lot of us scalpers / intraday traders who are just here to catch our move. Also, did y'all see Ace's post on X? I didn't get to glaze him yet on stream. Dude, stop with these fucking 30% discounts. Holy crap, X. I don't care. I'm not signing up. I think if you pay on X to have that check, you're wasting money. I'll say that much. Why can't I find Ace? There he is. Yeah, this shit was a movie. There will come a time when you believe your trading journey is finished. That will be just the beginning. That's how he said it. Green, 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 green. Started getting bigger gains, really good gain, big gain, big gain, big ass loss, big gain, big gains. So it's like, bro almost destroyed himself and was like, just kidding. This is the most Ace Ventura thing ever, too. You can't ever count him out. You literally cannot. That's my boy. Yeah, I like glazing Ace, so there you go. We are still getting that downside. Oh, let me remove that stupid purple X for y'all. We're still getting a little bit more downside on that 5-minute candle. We'll see if we get down into that 628.40. So far, so good for sellers. Nothing has really hurt them yet. And there's your target, Alex. Your 65-cent target, you said. Good shit. Mine almost hit, too. Leaving one? Nice. And don't let me pressure you, Alex. I just wanted to congratulate you on that update. I like that. I like updates that are about what the game plan is. I don't really give a shit how much you're up or down. I don't like anyone pressuring themselves, either against me or against other people in the chat. It's unneeded pressure, you know? So I appreciate the updates. But if you ever feel you're getting that pressure, just don't type. You're fine. I'm not going to sit there and, like, bully you or anything. I'm not going to reach through my screen and grab you, you know? But I hate when people do that to me, so I just like to make that clear that I'm never going to do that to you, because it's genuinely kind of shitty. 15% on MRK so far, letting it play out. Okay, Alexis. I almost called you Alex. We got Alexis and Alex in here. Oh, I remember you bringing this up now. I remember this because I was glazing you for finding a higher low that was holding its lows. Yeah. This is a good one. Let me not disrespect on gang. MRK. I'll even put it up here with you, bro. Here you go. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's a crazy one. I remember you saying this one now. There was another one just like this that someone said yesterday, or maybe it was you. I was watching TTD. Someone said Intel. Someone said UPS again. We all like Coinbase, so we're not really complaining. By the way, how is crypto doing? Because I saw a lot of people talking about buying a bunch, and now it's just dumping. Well, not dumping. It looks like it's about to dump down to like 109K again. I'm weary of this, and I have to watch this because I love trading Coinbase. So I'm forced to watch Bitcoin future, but it looks like it's going to pull back more. And you've already seen coin's like an early indicator. Sometimes it's a late indicator for crypto. This time it was early. This time it was definitely like, yo, we're going to fall more. So I think this is a good indication. You might see Bitcoin fall a little bit more. But I just can't see the argument that it breaks 100K though yet until we see more selling. So if anybody does watch crypto, I am that much aware that there was a lot of buyers. There was a lot of buyers this past week and across the weekend. The weekend is definitely the most dangerous part because that's the perfect time for anybody to just randomly start buying a bunch of crypto. So Monday can be a little bit of a hectic battle for some of those people. Yeah, Ace is a beast. He's built rather different, I will say that much. He is built uniquely. And guys, selling my soul here again, definitely drop a like on the stream. Share the stream link around. If there's ever a part in the stream that you want to clip or tell me to clip for you, just let me know. It's actually given me the ability to cut videos from the streams now. It's not like just 60-second clips, which is amazing. So I think today I'll probably clip the beforehand game plan. Does anybody have any advice for any other part of stream that I should clip, or is that it? Should I just clip the beforehand game plan and let people review the aftermath on their own, or what? I like that because it kind of shows people what they should be looking for before it happens, compared to doing the after bullshit where it's like, well, you could have done this, you could have done this, you should do this, you should do that, covering theory and conditional bullshit. It's like, okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me what I already know. And there's our target hit. Holy shit. As I'm yapping, let's go. So, we were right about that. We will most likely get that test. Good shit. Now, something I really want to do in this area, and I don't do this everywhere, guys, so please don't do this everywhere, but in this setting here, this context, we're up here at 632s, we're into 628s now, and our next key area is another couple dollars down. Is it fair for us to do that? No, probably not. So I think I'm going to go from the low to the halfway point, if that makes sense. And I just want to see, okay, it's 627. So in my head, I think I'm going to have 627 as like the next extremity target in case it does dump more. Therefore, it's not as far. You know what I mean? Because it feels a little weird that we're looking for another area that's a lot lower when we've already dropped a pretty good amount. So just to keep ourselves on the more passive side, I think 627 is like a good ghost target that I don't have on the screen. I'm going to start calling it that. And yeah, Carter in the chat too, he's doing a mental runner because he's out of his full position now. This is a very good thing you can do because it stops you from entering another trade and you still feel like you're getting something out of the learning side of things. Like, oh, okay, this is what I would do in this scenario. This is what I'll do here. So honestly, huge round of applause for you, Carter. I love when people do that. Yeah, 630s are going a little fucking nuts right now. These two contracts were literally not even $100 earlier. And I really hope that helps too. I know not a lot of people cover contract stuff, but it's actually one of my more favorite things to do because you need to be decisive when choosing contracts. But yeah, no, good job. The 629s, their bid is at 184. On the 630s, the bid is at 250. Those were both, like, I think the 629s, before we got in them, they were in, like, the 30s and 40s. The 630s, they were just under $100. They were, like, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s before we got that bigger move. So, like, I hate when people say that stuff, too. It's like, dude, there was many contracts that actually did really well. It's just, did you actually stick to what your game plan was? And then most of the time, there was no beforehand game plan for these people. It's just, I saw red candle break, I buy put. Like, it's like, okay, caveman. I'm not here to caveman trade. I'm here to think about it. I'm here to have something set beforehand, and I'm reacting to what I have set beforehand, not to what's happening on the screen. Not letting the flashing red and green fuck me up. You know what I mean? Let's go, Alexis. Huge gains. 42% and 25%. Good shit, dude. And yeah, I better see some green on polls today. That's all I gotta say. Good stuff, though. The single 15-minute candle I took under yesterday's high just paid $2,200. Dear God. How much did you get out of it? Or you got $2,200? I feel like you didn't because you'd be typing that differently. What did you get out of that, though? If you want to share, you don't have to for now. I don't want to put you in that position if you don't want to be. Good call out on the PDCP getting hit. Lag, by the way. All out for now. Good shit, Alex. Almost called you Alexis. You sold on the first target, which was 500. I want to give you a round of applause, Lag, because I think there's a lot of moments in this where you could have been like, I could have held longer. I could have done this. But I don't think you're beating yourself up. I think you're just pointing it out. So if I'm wrong about that, let me know. But I'm proud of you if that's the case. Because you shouldn't be looking at this and being like, well, I had other targets set. It's like, that doesn't fucking matter. You had one contract or whatever hell you call them, and then you hit your first target. So what do you get to do? What is realistic? Selling at that first target, not pretending to hold through it. So good shit, dude. Seriously, that win is still a huge win. That is a huge win, and mentally, I think it's an even bigger win. Because you could have fucked that up 100 different ways, and you didn't. Being too greedy from my notes always made me lose more over time. Oh, nice shit, Lag. Guys, can we get a round of applause for Lag? I mean, that is some veteran level thinking right there. Bro said he checked the notes, back-tested himself, said he's a greedy piece of shit. No, I'm kidding. You didn't say that. But he said he was greedy, and then was like, you know what? I just need to start selling at my first target. I'm just going to stick to that, because that just makes the most sense. Bro, you're up 500. It's only Tuesday. Good shit, dude. I'm actually proud of you. There's a part of me that was like, damn, I'm happy for you. Good shit, dude. And you too, Alexis. You too. You, Carter, as well. All the leaders in chat, Kevo, Ryaku. I don't even like to begin naming y'all's names off because there's just too many of you and I will forget somebody. Because there's a lot of people who just like have their day, have their moment, and don't go overboard with it, you know? They just treat it as another day. And I love that about you guys. Because I think that's truly the superpower. Guys, we're 10 cents away from that third target. 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents. Damn, what a drop. Stepped away for a sec. Bad day to sleep in. Yeah, what the fuck, Maddie? No, I'm kidding. But it's still going to be a really good day to backtest, Maddie. So definitely towards the end of today or later on, whenever you have time. Even just 5 minutes might be insanely helpful. And I know you know what you're looking for, so I know it won't take that long. Might just be a couple minutes. But I think on the other side of things, it's still good to review. On the other hand, had to put in an offer on a home. Ooh! That's a way bigger dub. That's a way bigger dub. Fuck those trades. Dude, awesome. I'm happy to hear that for you, man. I'm going to have to come over and we're going to have to party and stuff. Lag to Death says, in this market? Well, you don't know what Maddie does for his job. He beats people up for money. No, I'm kidding. He's a murder for hire. They gave him a critical discount, I hear. No, you're good, Alex. I figured you meant Eastern because I was like, bro, it's not even 10 o'clock Central yet. What are you talking about? So I figured you meant Eastern. You're good, man. I was like, there's no way. That'd be 9 o'clock my time. I'm Central. That's why I instantly was like, wait, what? That'd be this. Wow, I went right to it. That's this candle. Very good job. Did you had a I'm assuming you had your own game plan, Alex. It doesn't really matter, but I'm assuming you had your own. But it seems like your game plan and a lot of your targets were like perfectly in line with a lot of mine. So whatever you did, good shit, dude. I don't care. I'm just happy for you. I'm glad you had a clear direction in front of you too. You knew what you wanted. And I hope on the other side of things too, Alex, if it went against us, I hope that you also had a clear visual of like, okay, this is where I'm not going to be in it anymore. Which I'm sure you did based on everything I've already seen, so I don't think we have any issues there. But yeah, great day, honestly. Honestly, this is what popped into my head when I was saying today's a great day and I'm like hyping up today. This clip popped up in my head. What a wonderful day. BB Slapbox tournament at Maddie's new house. That would go hard. We hosting the next Micromania at Maddie's new crib. Oh god. Oh man. A stretch. If you guys have been sitting in here with me this whole time, make sure to stand up for a couple seconds and let your blood flow. If you got water, take a sip. Don't be dehydrated. It's not good to just sit here and not have your blood flow. Especially if you made money today. Get on your fucking feet. Stand for a couple minutes. Walk around for a minute or two. Yo, Alexis, at some point today, can you go on Lifetime and post your MRK and UPS setups so we can have a place to track them? Because I would love to be able to track those more with your posts. Mike has done a great job as well. Username's been posting a few tickers. I don't even want to say them because if you have access, you should just go look. But yeah, not bad. But if you have time today at any point, just drop us a post of what you have on your looks for those two, UPS and MRK specifically. I know you're probably busy right now, but whenever you have time. It can be aftermarket close. I don't even care. I really want to start tracking these charts, though, because you've been doing a really good job bringing up some really good potentials, honestly, you and Mike. It's been kind of easy because of y'all. I don't know what y'all are doing to find them. I don't even really care anymore. I'm just happy to have them. I'm sure there's other people who feel that same way, too. It's like, I don't know how y'all are getting these, but I'm not asking questions. It's already 10 o'clock, bro. Or 6 till? That's crazy. It has not felt like an hour and a half in here. How's the stream so far, though, guys? Make sure to like the stream. I almost forgot what I was going to say. Make sure to like the stream if you haven't already. It definitely helps out a ton. And I appreciate that. Thank you guys for being here and commenting and questioning and whatever. Joining in on the updates. I appreciate it. Time flies when you actually like your job. Yeah, you're not lying. I do like streaming. I know I've been straying from it a lot this year. I think I was just exhausted, to be honest, of just... It's a lot of talking, because I'm not like any other streamer. I'm not joking. Like, there's probably only one streamer I could put on my level in terms of how active they are while they're streaming. And I really do make that my mission to be somewhat active while we're in here, because I can't stand when I go back through like streams and I'm like, dude, why was I not talking for 22 minutes straight? Like, what the fuck was going on? Like, and not even AFK. There's so many streamers who do that, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. And I'm sure I've done it a time or two in the past, but it's just like, I can feel when I'm doing it, though. You know, it's like, I'm not here to just click a button and then sit live and hope people join and sit in here forever. Like, that's really weird. You know, I like to go over the system each and every day, show the adaptability to it. I like to show the advantages and disadvantages of different parts of the chart. Every day is different, too. Like, yes, the templates are the same, but every day is different. We're not getting the same day every day, as weird as that sounds. So it's just like I like being here, but it does make me a little exhausted because I don't just come in here and click a button. I really do I do not shut up. But I'm also not just covering stupid shit. I do have a lot of productivity within the streams for the first few hours, and then we kind of stray off of that path a little bit. But I think that's fair enough. You know, it's like gotta have some entertainment in it. Plus, I don't have a team of people. You know, it's like I got my mods and stuff, but when it comes to the streams, it really is just me in here. There's a lot of people who are just like nervous when they get in here, and it's like, all right, well, whatever, it's all good. But I had to get over that and just be super talkative and not just to talk either. Like, if you ever go back in my streams, like, yes, I'm sure there's times towards the end of the stream where I'm yapping about the dumbest shit ever. But for the most part, we are talking about some pretty productive stuff in here in regards to the system or how we trade or how we look at things or whatever, you know? Exactly. This is the leader making factory. Like, I can't stand having like someone in here that's like a genuine just follower. And I don't mean that in terms of like you follow the channel or something. Like, no, I mean like if you're sitting here waiting for someone to tell you to do something, there's something wrong with that, you know. And there's no one like that in my chat. And if they are, it's because they just joined and maybe they're just trying to get a grip on things. And that's fine. But still, even then, no one's going to be hand holding. People are happy to help and help question things, but that was a good way of putting that, VC. Light day at work, awesome, Alexis. I'm happy to hear that too. How's the weather there today? We had some amazing cold winds randomly yesterday, dude. It was crazy. It went from like it's hot as hell out here to oh my god, do you guys want to sit outside for a bit? Like it actually was amazing. Is everybody here Central Time Zone? No, there are people all around the world in my chat. We got Tobias in the Netherlands. We got people in South America, people in Canada, people in America, in all different time zones. I got people in Florida, people in New York, people in Texas, people in California, people in Nevada. It's pretty much all of the United States time zones. And then there's a few people around the block that are not from here or here at all. So we got a good mix, but most people are from Eastern and Central, I would say. But we do have a fair share of Pacific time zones as well. Yeah, I don't know how y'all trade SPY. It's the reason I'm red almost every day. It just comes down to key levels, and you can apply those key levels to other charts as well. It doesn't always have to be SPY. That's just what I focus on. But if you're ever in here, you'll see me cover Tesla a lot too because it's just so much fun. But if you ever have any tickers you want me to cover or go over with those same key levels, I can just copy and paste it over if you want. Because I can understand that. Me on the moon. Yeah, lag is an alien. It's crazy that you're on the moon too, because you're actually from Mars. Like, I don't know why you went to the moon from Mars, not Earth, but it's whatever. It's whatever, dude. It's pretty cool too, because lag's on the moon. Whenever people are like, "Oh my god, my stock is mooning," he's up there and he's like, "Bullshit, I don't see anything up here." Rent's cheaper up here. How's the oxygen? Do you have to pay per minute on oxygen or pay per hour, per day? How does that work? You got to pay for refills. How's the oxygen work up there? What am I trying to say here? They lied, it's free? What? Damn, we got to put a market on that. He said the trees are carrying me. Plant trees. Instant life hack. Only lag to death could survive on the moon. Moon man don't pay for air. I trade other tickers like AMD and Nvidia much better. SPY, I just feel like no matter how much I prep or think I have the levels down, I somehow manage to not have a good trade on it. And that's okay, Israel. That's fine. Fuck it. Move on. Fuck that chart. If you like AMD and Nvidia and you do your damage on those, there's nothing to complain about. Fuck those chart. Fuck that chart, you know? Don't even think about it. It doesn't even exist. But I think AMD and Nvidia are amazing I think those are amazing charts. So I'm glad you like those. I think the semiconductors, especially those two, are some of the most entertaining charts. Anytime I am green on SPY is on my paper account or just luck. You see, if your brain doesn't need oxygen, you don't need that stanky air. Ah, that's true. Who needs breathing, right? Shit's overrated anyway. Too much energy involved. Today ain't bad weather-wise. Our air quality is a bit wonky because of Canada fires that Jacko started over there. Damn. There's no fires near Jacko, right? I don't know where those fires are happening, but he's top left. Or he's I say top left, I mean bottom left. He's bottom left of Canada. And then the other Canadian I know is bottom right near the Great Lakes. Isn't the Grand Canyon on fire too for some reason? I mean, everything's on fire nowadays, huh? First it was California, then it was California, then it was California, and now it's Canada and the Grand Canyon. The hell's going on out there? By the way, guys, good time to just kind of chill to see if this is going to retest for more bears or not. But as I explained earlier, you already got a really good directional move today. So there is that chance, too, that it also consolidates into the lunchtime move. But you have another hour, 30 minutes to an hour before that. So we'll see what happens here. Still good prep, though, here. You're still under good bearish levels. If we were to, like, put arrows on this, like we did up here, you'd probably have an arrow under this area and an arrow above this one. But like I stated, though, using the context of seeing that one directional move already today, there is that chance that we just see a pretty good amount of consolidation first, and then we start to get a better move. This might be a better time to look at your individual equities, like your Apples, your Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, AMD, Meta, Tesla, stuff like that. To be honest with you, Israel, any ticker can do that, not just SPY. I don't like to spread that because a lot of people think that, but you can actually do that with any ticker. Like you said, with the AMD and Nvidia, you do enough damage, you could do the same thing. But it all does make me lose money. I want to be good at it. I don't know, but I don't know. Y'all see things that I clearly do not see. We can go over stuff, Israel. The key levels. I would definitely check out the recent videos I put up on my channel that are literally from stream. It's just me going over key levels. It's like a less than 10-minute video. But that's the same thing I did today. It's the literally exact same thing I did today. But I don't want you to get this misconstrued. Like, it's not easy, dude. It's not. The prep is easy. Sitting here and talking about something before it started moving is easy. Sticking to what we talked about beforehand, now that's fucking hard. And then it actually giving you that opportunity also. So, I see your frustration, dude. And honestly, the best thing too is kind of what you did. It's just move on, find something else, and then return to it when you feel a little bit more stable, when you feel a little bit more like you're in control. Cheaper, not quicker. Yeah, no, I got you. But I don't know. I think you're making a pretty mature decision, not just sitting there and bashing your head against a wall. Because that would be what you were doing if you kept trading it. But you didn't. You moved on. You adjusted. You adapted. You said, fuck this. I got AMD, Nvidia. I'm going to do my damage here. And then maybe in the future you return to see if you like SPY or not. You don't always have to. But I'm not going to beat you up if you found another chart to beat up. That's all you needed. Going to buy some 629 calls here. Good looks, Alex. See if you get what you need. I think you do get a little bit of upside above that halfway point because that 628.40, that's what that is. That's the halfway point of yesterday. So it's a pretty key level for direction. We'll see if we get a tap above it or if we're just going to rest under it for a bit. See if that consolidation comes in. And even after the consolidation, it's not like it's set in stone that we will go up or down. We could just also go up and down between those ranges. You try to trade it like once or twice a week. My account is so small that SPY and IWM look enticing. Yeah, they are enticing for that reason. Because I'm glad you said IWM as well, because it is also pretty cheap and moves pretty well when you do get some movement on the chart, the contracts that is. but get burned every time. And maybe you just need to take some time away from it. We'll go over some stuff first, and then you could try to see what you can do on it. But for now, definitely avoid it. That's what I would do at least. You can do whatever you want. I don't control you, but I would definitely chill for a bit, do your damage on those other charts, and then see what you can do once you return. And let us go over some stuff first as well. If you want Israel, I'm not sitting here forcing you. I don't even know if you're asking us for help or not. You know, I'm just throwing my hand out there in case you do. To show something. It's not like I'm going to sit here and make you instantly understand it or make you rich. I'm not even trying to say that either. I don't like to put that message across. We just have an effective system. It doesn't always work, but it does work when you stick to it. When you actually listen to what you're covering from beforehand, before this chart starts moving. All the mistakes from my chat are almost always when someone tries to do something outside of what they said. So that's why it's really important to make sure you write down or say it to yourself. What is your plan before this chart starts moving? I find that very important because it's so easy to sit here after the chart's finished and be like, well, I could have done this, or I should have done that, or I should have done this when I saw that. You know, it's like, it's all bullshit, you know, because you're going over things after the fact. I like what Carter said too, or Prop Street in the YouTube chat. He said, take the time to review all of the free content on this channel. I really like that he said that, because that is the main thing I tell a lot of people who are new to us, new to this community. It's, please don't just join in here and sign up on shit. I cannot stand when people do that. Go through some stuff first. Figure some stuff out on your own. Ask questions. Engage. Join the streams. Go into the Discord. Be like, hey guys, what are you guys looking at? Or hey, what's this? Or what's that? You know, just engaging, and you still not spent a dime, you know. So take your time, go through some of that. The most recent videos on my channel might be the most helpful to you though, because they are just clips from stream that I've been taking, but they're not like 60 seconds, they're a little bit longer. But that most recent one is going to help you a lot, and then the one before that actually covers a really good point as well. It's a lot of 50%. So I hope you enjoy that. Hope you go through those if you have time later. What's up, Kaizen? Good to see you, bro. Apple nearing a new high of day. Yeah, Apple's been trucking along, even without the help of Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta. Like, no other tech stocks are really helping it. Amazon's up a pretty good amount. And Berkby having that green day after an ugly day yesterday. If it breaks 628.60, I will start to take profit at 629. Good looks, Alex. I like your plan beforehand. Good shit. Fist bump. Like we're some pro gamers that just won a round or something. Like, yeah, fist bump. I was in Discord after I said I believe Discord. Well, glad to have you in here. Please don't sign up on shit. Just hover, join, engage. Still getting a rejection of 628.40. This isn't the end of the world, but it definitely could lead to a second leg down. And we'll see. Does it get down to low of day, or does it just consolidate here and hold, and we get a second chance at going towards 629s? We shall see. This isn't a super horrible candle yet, though. Could have been worse. Stretching is so good. How did everyone sleep in the stream? How did everyone sleep last night? Did you guys have the tooth fairy come meet you in the middle of the night? Anybody have any crazy dreams? Anybody wake up 60 times at night? Me personally, I slept amazing. I think I went to bed at like midnight. I don't think I woke up a single time. I had the sheets in the dryer before sleep while AC was cranked to 70. I was out in minutes. Oh, bro had fresh sheets and it was cold everywhere. That's that good, bro. That's that sleep like a king sleep. Mm. Happy to hear that though. You're making me want to go wash my sheets just to have the same level of like sleepgasm that you had. You just wash your sheets every day to do it. That'd be insane. Worth. Until my girlfriend's big heavy head woke me up because she likes to sleep on top of me for some reason. Hey man, I mean she likes you, man. You're not a horrible sleeper. She's like grabbing at you and she's like, "Wait, this isn't blanket. I wanted blanket." Wife is leaving tomorrow morning. I'll definitely be watching some videos on full volume while I have the house to myself. Need to get better, want to be better. And take your time, Israel. Like, I know you're in a situation where you feel like you have to get everything done right here, right now. But take your time, too, when you're going through this stuff. If you have questions, too, go into the Discord on Trade Floor and just throw out your questions. Anybody will answer. I'll answer. Somebody else will answer. Maybe both of us will answer, you know. So if you ever have questions too, don't be scared to ask. I cannot stand when people go watch different things and they just think they get the full picture and they go apply it and they fuck it up and then they try to come back at me and they're like, "Hey, well I did what you said." It's like, "All right, well show me what you did." And they show me and they did nothing of what I shown. You know, it's like I can tell they didn't actually watch anything. So take your time. But order of operations, write that down or somebody type that in chat for him. What was the other one that we showed? Basically just the last two videos on my channel. They're not that long. They're from stream, so it's not like that crazy. Order of operations, though, super, super helpful. Part 1 and Part 2 are insanely helpful. It basically teaches the theory behind everything in my strategy. And this is honestly, and I don't like to say this in public streams a whole lot, because there are assholes out there that just take my strategy and then sell it to other people, and it's like, okay, cool. And there are bigger groups than me that do that literally sell my strategy for money and make money off of it. But there's nothing I can do about it. But a big thing is that we have theory behind what we do, right? Any jackass can throw levels on their screen that work and be like, "Yep, these are good levels." Sure. But having context, having that theoretical value behind different things, you know, if this, then that, if that, then this, being conditional, that's really where the meat of our system comes into play, right? Any jackass in chat will tell you the levels are great. But what they don't tell everybody openly is what really makes them great. What makes them great is the context that we use to help us around those levels, right? And so we have to add directional value to some of them. The halfway point of previous day, the halfway points of gap up or gap downs, the current day open, even, right? These can all be super directional levels that help you with direction. If I'm above all three of them, I'm definitely way more bullish than bearish. If I'm below all three of them, I'm way more bearish than bullish, right? And then there's going to be instances where you're between one or the other and you could see it. So definitely take your time to go through that, but having context with your levels is the right way to go. It's not just about having good levels or good indicators. It's about having context of them, right? It's like reading a book, right? If I gave you a book and I said, "Here you go," and you read 2/3 of it, and then I took it from you and I said, "All right, give me a summary on what you think the ending is going to be." You're going to get pretty close, but you'll never be perfectly on it, right? But what if I gave you the other third? Then you have all the context you could ever ask for, and you'll probably have a good idea on what the ending is going to be like. It's like when you watch most of a movie and you think you know the ending. You don't know the ending, you're just guessing. So, like I said, good to have theory behind each level. What should it do? What shouldn't it be doing? What are the things in each phase of the day? Phases of the day, that's another good video. Cuts the day up into 3. Shows you what you should be expecting. If I get a lot of movement in 1, shouldn't really be expecting a shit ton in the 2nd or 3rd. Just basic stuff like that. And if anybody has anything else to add on top of anything I just yapped about, feel free to. Oh, that was a lot of talking. It was worth it though. I always wanted to try one of those games tournaments to win money. I think I can at least pass the first. Oh, on FIFA. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Those like challenges they pay out a shit ton of money for. Like some Mr. Beast stuff. Decent sleep, not gonna lie. I did wake up a lot though. Damn. I never understand why my body does that when it does. I'll be sitting there. I'm like, do I have to go to the bathroom? Am I thirsty? Like, what's going on here? Am I thinking about some random event 2 weeks ahead of time? Like, what? I hate when I wake up that much, though. Five-minute outside bar hammer off PDCP. Good fucking call out. That whole sentence had my mouth watering. 5-minute outside bar hammer off of the previous day control point. I mean, you would think bro was typing in code. That was beautiful. That sentence had bars in it, dude. Good stop out, Alex. We did struggle a little bit here more than I think either of us would have liked after that hammer. On the 5-minute, at least. It was looking like a good retake. Good breakdown happening right now, though. Not a horrible fallback, but I like that you're keeping it minimal. You're not leaving yourself open to larger cuts. Good shit. Also, thank you for being open about what you did, Alex. You didn't even have to say stopped out. You could have literally just reviewed this later and been like, yeah, I had to stop out. You know, I'm not even going to put that pressure on you where you need to tell me if you're still in or not. We don't need to know that. But thank you for sharing it anyway, being open about it. I do appreciate that. But just letting you know that for the future, I really am highlighting and emphasizing on this pressure bullshit because I can't stand how people talk to each other when it's regarding trading. It's like, dude, what the fuck? The BB theory hits for sure. Well, you got to be a member to see that. I don't like to tell people that because it's like, hey, sign up and then watch these videos. Like, I don't like to do that. It's more of like a treat. It's like, oh, I signed up. What all do I get? And then it's like, oh, shit. They get a lot. It's more of a surprise. I like to surprise people. But I don't like to treat it like that because then it's like a paywall. It's like, hey, if you want to watch these videos, pay me. Like, they can watch other videos and get a pretty good idea. It won't be as great as the BB Theory. I think that's the best playlist on my entire channel by far. But I don't like to keep it like that. Yeah, I really am gatekeeping it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not serious. I'm genuinely that. I have that much belief in that shit. If there is a God, there is theory behind our system. Like, there is no one or the other. The sky is blue, you know? It's like our system has context behind it, has theoretical thinking behind it. It's not just, well, me and Leland backtested this 12 times and it worked 10 times, so we think it works almost 100% of the time. Like, no, it's not what happened. I would say me and Leland alone, not even counting anybody else that I've done this with, just because he's probably done the meat of it with me. Backtesting. I mean, we probably backtested hundreds of times on different things on the 90%, before we released what even the 90% entry was. Because again, you guys got to see this from our point of view. We don't watch other traders. We don't learn from other people. We learn from what we experience. We learn from what we backtest. We thought we found liquidity grabs on our own. I mean, we did, but we thought we invented them. You know, we were like, holy shit, dude, liquidity grabs are so sick. We're going to call them a 90% entry because of how powerful they are. And then we get a few people who aren't from this group who inform me of that, and I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. But it's cool how you can find real things that are in trading on your own. That's another cool thing about charting and backtesting and just reviewing as much as you can, that I find to be very helpful, because then you truly understand what you're looking at. It's not just, oh, well, I watched this video on YouTube and now I get it. Like, no, you fucking don't. That's step one. You haven't even begun to try it yourself, experience it yourself, try to understand it yourself. Watching a video on it isn't understanding it. That's just getting a good surface, you know, a brush over it. So, it's a good starting point, but it's definitely not going to be there. I'm going to keep it hidden. Gatekeeping, even. That was some bars. Gonna wait for the breakout of 628.60. Retest and take calls again. Bet. Dun, dun. Oh, man. One second. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Checking on my dog. Got water. All that good stuff. Sorry about that. And remember, guys, under this area, you're more bearish than bullish. Above it, you're a little bit more bullish than bearish. So us seeing this rejection is a good and confirmed sign by sellers. Outside of the obvious breakdown already. This is what I'm talking about too. Like, I'll show you the difference between us and a normal trader, a normal person who is looking at the market. So a normal person, your average trader on the market, is going to be looking at things candle for candle. They're going to be seeing things very sectionaled out, right? They're going to see this as its own thing. They're going to see that as consolidation. They're going to see from here to here as one big drop, and that is. And then they're going to see this as its own thing as well, right? And then inside of that, they're going to see, oh, well, it did a retest here. I'm going to buy calls on this hammer. I think it's going to go up again, right? They're thinking from here to here. They're only thinking about between here and here. Their brain has already forgot about this and this, right? When you're in this group and you're trading how we like to look at things, we do the same thing. You know, we might section off how we see things like that and that, but we definitely do not forget about them. We look at this and we see, oh, we're above CDO. We're a little bit bullish here. I don't see any great signals here. This was probably the best sign they had, and that's really not that great. And then they broke it down the very next candle, right? So not that great. Next breakdown, right here. We get another breakdown into this. Using this context. Oh, well, it wasn't really that strong, and we failed, and we broke down. So now you're using context of what you had before, and you're not, this line doesn't exist. It's part of the same chart. It's part of the same setup. And then also using the context of the phases of the day. So right now, I think I'd like to go over what videos people should look at. If there's someone who's new in here, if you're not new in here and you just want to see what the fuck I'm talking about, we'll go over that. So order of operation. Type that in. You'll get part 1 and part 2. Part 1's a lot quicker. It's 7 minutes long. And then you have part 2, which is 25 minutes. But I go over some of the stuff from this, and I go a little bit more in depth using charts and stuff. Whereas this one, I'm really just giving all the template. So that's one you should definitely be looking at. God, I can't breathe. Nope, not that one. Oh, I just thought of it. Right here. Bueller plus Leland talk about how to use the Fibonacci on overnight gaps. This might be the easiest setup for any kind of chart you can find if you do get that higher or lower open that next session. Sorry, I was letting Lily out. She wanted to go run around. What was I saying? Whatever I was saying. Trying to think of, like, what's the most. I'm just gonna go through my videos. Oh, this is kind of like a part 2 of that. If you type in gap fib, this is like a good part 2 to that. Day trading strategy anyone can use by Leland. It's the same thing, but it's a way quicker breakdown. It's less than 3 minutes. And it's like the most effective strategy in our entire group. It's crazy. But you can only use it on certain parts, like when we get that gap up or gap down. But he goes over that. Oh yeah, look. The 90% entry, aka the failed 40%. Like, we genuinely thought we figured out liquidity grabs before we knew they were called liquidity grabs. It's pretty funny. The 3 types of a retest and how to trade each one, that one's alright. I used to say that was my best video, but I don't think that anymore. It's pretty good, though. I'm trying to find just the most, like, effective videos that aren't, like, crazy long. The best ones were definitely Order of Operations, though. The Gap Fib, that day trading strat anyone can use by Leland. If you see one that says visualizing the levels, or you see the word context in the title, watch that video. A lot of my more recent ones have it, like this one here, this one here. Actually, all 3 of these, honestly. You should just watch the last 3 videos on top of what I just shared, and then that's it. If you want to go watch other shit, you can, but I'd say those are probably the most effective ones. This is the one that are for members only, that I said I was gatekeeping, because it genuinely is, like, the thinking behind everything we look at, and why do we look at it, and why this, why that, and why do we do this. Like, all of that is answered in this. It's a lot of ranting. I think I can click this, yeah, so hopefully that helps, but I'd go through all the other stuff that I shared first, and if you want to look at other stuff, you can. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, yep, as soon as you're done watching those, you should be profitable. Like, no, it's going to take time. You're going to have to go through things. You're going to have to, when I say through things, I'm sorry for not explaining that further. I hate saying the word thing. It's just, you really got to go through your own experience, like using these techniques and seeing it for yourself and feeling it out for yourself. And then you can go execute real trades. Like, you really can't just like show up and be like, all right, I'm trading tomorrow. And another big thing too is like attrition. I tell all my traders this. The human body, the human brain can only make 3 emotional decisions every day, right? That includes other things outside of trading, right? So, but let's not even count those right now. So if you go and and each trade is an emotional decision, regardless of how effective you are or how disciplined you are. It doesn't matter. It is an emotional decision. It does take something out of you each day. So if you go and take 10 trades in a day, how many of those really had any quality behind them? Probably none, right? Whereas if you really are just building into 1 trade every other day, 2 trades every other day, 3 trades every other day, tops, like, that should be fine. You shouldn't be looking to do anything more than that. Sorry, if you hear my door opening and shutting, it's because I'm constantly letting this dog in and out because it can't make its damn mind up. I'm about to just leave the damn door open. But guys, thank you for the likes and the views. Definitely drop a like if you haven't already. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely ask them now. I would love to hear them out. We already got some good back and forth going between me and Israel here. Alex from earlier, a couple of the guys from earlier, so feel free to jump in, ask whatever, say whatever. Well, maybe not say whatever. I don't know if I should say that. But yeah, any of the basic core concepts need to be covered. Let me know. Halfway points, gap fibs, key levels. What are the most key levels of every day? You know, these are things that we could easily cover. How to use them for directional bias. Anything else? I had calls off the current day open bounce at 844. Oh, was that like the one candle I said that looked good? Oh, okay, no, you were in while this one was forming. So I can't see that perfectly, but I see where you're at though. I remember that too because I was like, man, these are like the only two candles that were really up here that gave it a chance. And then you said after losing CDO, retesting, and losing again, I should have cut, hoped for a 90%, then hard sell off the PML, CDO, PDH, PDC, took a bigger L on that than I should, then cut, took context of losing a lot of great levels. That's really cool that you said it like that, though. You said, I should have cut, hope for a 90%, then had the sell off of the PML, CDO, PDH, PDC. Like, you like labeled it for yourself, you know, it was like, they're all there for you. And really what you should do is label like the outer barriers. Like you see how I always do that? I'm doing like the close and then the PML. I don't give a shit about anything in between that. The PDH, you know, I don't need to even mention that because it's in between two levels, right? And you could even make it wider and say between today's open and that level. And since we have that level too, might as well include that, you know. We might as well have had a zone that was like this today to give ourselves direction, you know, and maybe I should have to make it a little bit wider, kind of like this one was for the other day. But I really like that you added that context because you were like, you instantly knew, okay, well, I need to be around, I need to be below or above this fucking area. You knew where to be bearish and bullish from it at the very least, which even though you still made that mistake with holding it too long, you still felt that pressure. And that's what I'm talking about. You felt that was wrong. Like you knew it in the moment. So that's what we're trying to build on. We're trying to build on that. We need to be feeling this out way ahead of time. Also, when we're wrong, to not just feel it out because I knew you know, but it's like it's not even your ego. It's not even like anything like that. It's just like this like hidden confidence we have that it's like, no, I'm right. Like I know it's right. Like it'll recover. Like that kind of weird conversation we have with ourselves. I don't even know how to label that. The devil on our shoulder for all we know. You know, that's really, I think, where most of the good mistakes come from. Because it's like, you know what was good on the chart. You know the context. You know direction. You know where to be directional from. So a lot of good takeaways from that, seriously. And honestly, good mentality. Because if I was you, I probably would have taken a while until the afternoon. And then I would have been like, all right, yo, I made the mistakes here. Like, I would have had to cool down first. So it's good that you had that mentality to instantly sit there and be like, nope, I did this, I did this, I did that. I should have done this. I fucked up on that. Just got to be a better loser. That's a good way to put it. But I still think you were kind of a good loser, though, because you literally brought this up pretty quickly. I know it was a little bit ago, but you literally could have held that in and not said anything. But you didn't. And it's not like anyone here has to, by the way. That's not like a standard to be here. But it does speak levels when you do share that. Because it's like, oh, okay. This guy really cares about his growth. This guy gives a shit. It comes down to the one or two times you hold and then they flip and you go green. The motherfuckers are the most dangerously damaging trades in the long run. They really are. It's not even just on your money, too, but on like your mental. Because it's like, you start to not trust certain things as much, whether it's within the system or about you. Even right now, I bet some of you wanted to go long. And even I said, this is starting to look better. But what were we not over Like, yeah, we're over one level, but why do I have this highlighted? What's the point of having this highlighted if I'm going to try to buy calls above this? That doesn't make any sense to me, so I don't. Until I'm above both or have good price action above both, I don't give a shit. So, still seeing bears hold, regardless of how I felt about that chart. Still seeing them pull back. They're still in control of that area. Stuff like that can even be tedious. We can argue about that in our heads a lot. She drop in. Lag. Because you think it'll happen again, or that's exactly yes, trusting what you have worked on for so damn long. Exactly. It's like you're like breaking every bridge you built for some stupid hill to die on, What are you chewing on? I don't even know where she gets these, but she'll find a sock in my room and she just tears it the F up. She's so spoiled. I had steak the other day and she was sitting there and I cut some fat off of one of them and I gave her like just the meat. I gave her a couple pieces. Oh my god, she loved it. This dog will eat anything. I know I shouldn't do that, but I had to spoil her. She's just so fucking cute. Also, this is the first dog that I've had. Excuse me. That's like actually a dog. Like, it doesn't have this like asshole personality about it yet. It hasn't grown up yet. It genuinely will go fetch. I've taught it how to fetch, like get things and come back. This dog's super fucking smart. I think that's another thing that's throwing me off is I don't think I've ever had a dog that's this smart. And she's still a baby, which is crazy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? But yeah, any questions or anything about anything in the system or anything like that? Any cool comments to make about today's price action? Anything at all? What's everyone doing, by the way? Are we all at work? Or are some of us chilling today? Some of us off? Or some of us sick? What's everyone doing? Where's everyone at? Where's everyone at in the world? Oh, my dog destroys this sock. God, water is so good, dude. Don't let anyone fool you. Just working? Nice, nice. I figured that's what most people in here are doing. I know I like sit here and I'm like, where is everybody? Wake up. But shit, most of you are probably busy. I wish there... See, that's another thing with YouTube, though, that I can complain about. On Twitch, on honestly, most streaming services, you can literally show yourself as like an icon, right? So it's like, okay, I'm audio only. Or somebody could show up and be like, look, I've gifted 100, whatever. Like, show your achievements within the stream. Like, there's nothing like that on here. It's just crazy. Working from home today? Okay, nice. That's not bad at all. Get your own AC. And my bad, guys. I know I've just had it on Spy. We've just been kind of yapping, going over stuff, but it's typically what we do when we're going over things. I don't like to just click around a bunch. Apple, though, I think she's finally tapped out a little bit. She might be catching up with Microsoft and Nvidia on that downside, which could actually bring us another move in the market, I guess, if we do see Apple join the downside movement. I think if Amazon gives it more weakness, or gives it more of its strength, I don't know how to word that correctly. English is my first language. But basically what I'm saying is some of these bigger weights, this watch list right here, these are all the top weights of SPY. So if these all are all getting a little bit more bloody at the same time, it's a good timing on SPY, which might give us bigger, larger drop candles on SPY, which actually is happening right now. So we'll see if we get a new low of day or not off of that. But I was only saying that because I saw Apple catching up, and then the more we went through, it's like, oh, okay, a couple of these have given up some of their strength. Whoa, UNH, what the hell? What the? Damn, that's a double inside bar as it is right now. 2 days within one. And damn, I didn't think I'd have to actually show the 623 level, but I guess we have to now. Considering it's not that far away now. It's wild. The day that we open higher, move up to 632.60s, and we're down at 627.50s now. It's really impressive what a test of an all-time high or getting close to an all-time high can do when failed. Because you have this euphoric moment where everyone thinks it's going to keep going up, and that actually is the undoing, is because there's more people wanting it to go up, and once it turns around and that liquidity picks up, and they're, well, losing all their money, the people who are shorting are getting really big candles because you have this inflow of people getting out of calls, selling them, getting into different positions, or just cashing out. And it brings this huge amount of movement, huge amount of volatility, huge amount of volume. Reddit's been cooking? Yeah, bro. Reddit's literally been on its grind. Don't even try to cook Reddit. Nobody can cook Reddit. No, I mean, if you have shares of this, you're a genius. You grabbed a couple at 140? Damn. That's pretty good. I was going to say that's the last area of consolidation, so that's a pretty good spot, actually, considering where it's at now. I don't know what I set as a price target in the past on this. I'd be making it up if I was to make a random guess now, but looking at it now and knowing the power of Reddit, I would not be surprised if this became like a 1,000 stock in the future. I'm not trying to hype you up or anything. It's just, I genuinely could see that with this kind of stock. Like, it's Reddit. It's actually pretty powerful. Close my UPS calls for 70% on the runners? Oh my lord. Let's go check that out. Dude, good shit. You had a really good day on the UPS, actually. He's like, I don't just want shares of them. I also want to day trade them. Alexis is a beast, dude. While driving at work, too. 70%. Good shit, dude. Proud of you. I def didn't get the best price, but went light. No, that's not a horrible price, though. I'd say if there was any last spot to get, that was probably the only decent spot that makes sense. Hey, what are you doing down here? You better not be chewing wires. UNH looking promising if they can hold 242.55. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like so iffy on that one. Like, I'd rather just go after a different healthcare stock or something, or go after MRK. Like, UNH is the most enticing because it's UNH, but this one's just like, I don't know. When does the falling off a cliff stop, you know? 'Cause I don't know. If I saw this at like 200 flat, I would be like, fuck it, I'm buying shares. But I don't know. I have to see like the aggression. How much did it pick up into those lower levels? Because it picked up when it made new lows. That's what makes me think it's not over yet. Short term, I could see a move up. I'm just meaning like longer term. Or mid-term, I guess. Just bought some Chick-fil-A. Oh my god, dude. What did you get? What did you get? Spicy or non-spicy? Pickles or no pickles? Lily, come here. Come here. I don't know what you're eating, but you need to quit. Hey. You play with the sock, but you cannot play with the wires. No, no, no. No, no, no. Come here. No. You're getting dust on you. Where are you even getting this from? Huh? Where are you even getting this from? This dog is something else. What's the ticker? How many shares? Dude, Maddie, it's crazy that I said that in my head. I didn't say the second one, but I said, in my head, I said, what's the ticker for that? And then I was like, you know what? I don't need to make that stupid joke. Like, I already be making so many dumb jokes on this stream. It's 8. I got a spicy biscuit with pepper jack and some hash browns. Wait, it's 8 o'clock where you are? Are you PST? Am I just now, like, re-remembering this? Is Lag to Death PST? Spicy biscuit with pepper jack is fucking fire, by the way. I can tell Lag to Death knows what he's doing. And then he got some hash browns. That's cool. Just some, some side piece. UNH is so sus, I know. It is sus. I'm sitting here inspecting it still. I respect it, though, if Alexis brings it up, because he actually looks at healthcare. I don't look at healthcare a lot. I like to, monitor it, I guess, but I wouldn't say I sit here and look at it enough to understand it more. Hey, quit. Play with the sock. Hey, don't act up or I'll give you a bath today. Add a folded eggs. Like on top of it? Or inside of it? Dude, Kaizen's trying to cook even more. Fuck it, let's just make all the cool McDonald's things, but add Chick-fil-A with chicken. Hey, what are you eating? Come here. Come here. What is that? What is that? Oh my god, give me that. I don't even know how she finds this shit. Yeah, on top? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Kaizen knows what he's doing too. Damn, y'all are making me hungry. Shut up. Lag to Death started it. Why isn't Chick-fil-A on the stock market yet, bro? I felt that through the freaking screen reading that. I hate you. That sounds so good. Now, Chick-fil-A is like a top 3 for me. Part of the key to my heart is Chick-fil-A. Part of it. Chick-fil-A is like so fucking good, dude. It's one of the places that I've eaten so much that I've never gotten tired of. Like, I've had a lot of Raising Cane's and I got tired of it. I cannot eat Raising Cane's anymore. But to also clarify, it's not Raising Cane's fault. It's my fault. Are we allowed to watch videos on, like, YouTube streams? Is that, like, a thing? No, you genuinely cannot stream other people's YouTube content on your own YouTube stream without their permission. This is because it would likely violate copyright law. Using someone else's video without their permission, even if it's on YouTube, is considered copyright infringement. This video explains how to legally reuse other people's videos on YouTube. I ain't watching all that. This one doesn't make sense. You can talk about other creators' content on your stream, providing your own commentary and perspective, as long as you don't play the actual video. What the fuck? Use content in a transformative way. If you're using clips or footage, I just wanted to watch a funny video. Oh, this guy's a genius. He's using AI to reuse people's content legally. That's genius. He's adding like subtitles, he's adding his own shit onto it, and it's legally not copyright. That's crazy. That's kind of big brain. I don't know if I'd go that far with it, but that's pretty big brain. Ironically, Chick-fil-A helps me lose weight. I sub the bread with lettuce sometimes. No, that's just insane. I've heard lettuce, the lettuce things are actually pretty good, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna die anyway. I'm not doing all that. We're all gonna die one day, bro. You might as well do it happy. That's pretty cool, though. It helps you lose weight doing that. It's pretty awesome. It like justifies that you can also eat Chick-fil-A during those times. That's good. Any way to justify Chick-fil-A, man, I'm in support. Even if it's that lettuce wrap. I mean, I ain't gonna eat it, but, you know. Does anybody have any chart requests or anything they want me to look at, or are we just chilling? Questions, anything like that? Comments on anything from today? I guess I could pull up the news for the day, see if there's anything else. I don't think there is anything else. The dollar and the index this weekend, yeah, no shit. This is pretty crazy. I think this is actually bad for the market. Tariff of 35%. I read this earlier already, but 35% on the EU if it doesn't meet obligations. I hate how that's worded because that's bad. A stock rally stalled after disappointing reading on U.S. services while traders sifted through a batch of corporate results. Treasuries dipped ahead of a $58 billion sale of 3-year notes, the first of 3 auctions this week. So we got 2 more, and they already sold a shit ton. So we'll see if the rest get sold off or not. Another cool website, too, that summarizes things like that, a little bit more so than that, is this one. I always like sharing this one. Briefing.com. Hello, Lily. How you doing? When she's excited, her butt jiggles. Her butt shakes. Yep, that's my leg. Uh-huh, that's my foot. Yep. Those are my pants. This fucking dog. What do you got? What you got? What you got? Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Gimme. Gimme. Alright, Lily, you're gonna wait like another 20 minutes and then you and me can play. Give me this shot. Bet, no problem, Israel. If you want to go over anything in here, we can, but I figured you wanted to watch those to get context first. Up to you, though. Also, parts of the stream I'm going to cut for a video today as well, because the beginning was really important, and it ties perfectly into one of the recent videos that I just did. I'll show you. So, this one here, we had somebody in chat ask, I think I did the same thing, actually, for both of them, but I had somebody in the stream ask me basically, like, what's with the key levels? What's with the key levels? Like, talk about them, please, and I did. So that's what these two are for. And it's kind of nice because they're like today's a good result of these videos now too, because we've got to cover just basic key levels every day, and it happened again. We got just a couple key levels marked, and it made trading a lot easier. Because I bet a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, it's gonna hold whatever the fuck this is." It's like that is nothing. That's not previous day high. That's nothing. I promise a lot of people were looking for that to bounce, and that's why we got that hammer. But us. We already knew we were bearish under this level right here, under today's open. Then we got more bearish under pre-market low, under previous day high, under previous day close. That's 4 levels telling us that we're under them. That's bearish. Basically, all it had to do was just hold under that and give us a good dip. And it did. So, that was nice. But not every day are you going to get that. Sometimes it's a slow pace move to here. Sometimes it's a retake and you got to cut it really quickly. Well, not quickly. Within a few minutes, maybe, though. So it really depends. But they gave us what we wanted today. But order of operations and the context levels, those are going to be really helpful for you. Hey, quit. Quit knocking shit over. Come here. Give me that sock. Give me that sock. My dog is crazy. You got to use Forex Factory? The hell is that? At what rate do you want to die, though? Oh, that's a good question, React. I at least want to die still being able to hold my grandkids, so I gotta keep that muscle. Grandkids? Lag to Death thinks he's making it as far as grandkids. I'm fucking with you. I'm lost on this Forex Factory comment. Yo, what's up, Ryaku? Good to see you, man. I always love seeing your name pop up. It like adds 10% of happiness to my day. For news, it's super simple to see. Oh, okay. Let me see what that looks like. Since apparently the ones I look at aren't good enough for you. Forex Factory. News. My brother in Christ. This looks like it was programmed in like 2004. You weren't lying though. It is very easy to read. But this looks like my grandpa would use it. It is super simple to see, though. You did not lie about that. That is exactly how I think I would explain that one. I never heard, or if I have heard of it, I've never looked at it. But I've never looked at that site before. That's actually kind of cool. I'll save it here on my little bookmark tab. Just for lag. The guy that I have a spy chart labeled after. Which actually lag, we're actually on lag to death right now. Because I keep, like, I'll do this one, and then I'm like, all right, clear it. And then I do this one, and then I clear it. Then I do this one, and then I clear it. And I just go through them all. But yeah, we've actually been on lag to death for a couple days now. You're a celebrity on my chart. Still seeing some seller pressure under this area, which makes sense because we're under it. We'll see if we get a retake because we do, which is something we can think about now because we have had a push back down and then a potential higher low of a low. So there is something to work off of here, whereas this didn't have anything to work off of. So this would be the better higher low to look at if you were looking for a move. And that ties in perfectly with the buy the dip strategy that's in my chat. It's also a public strat, not anything hidden. I'm just going to type it in because I don't even know where the hell it is. It's an older video. Yeah, we got a few. Actually, there's 4. That's crazy. They're all the same thing, but basically look for a low and then a higher low. Then you can look for those retakes of levels. But if it's just the first low, it's not really high probability. And if it is a retake like that, that's just like super risky to take a trade on. It secretly blesses the chart with clean price action when you use my name, Trust. No, yeah, you're not even wrong. I don't even have to backtest that. That's just like something I take as a fact at face value. Where is Lily? She's not in here. She keeps checking on me to see if I'm still streaming. Y'all would freak out if I told y'all this, but it just shows how much I love my dog. But we bought her a shit ton of toys, and then we bought her a kiddie pool, or like it's like a doggy kiddie pool thing, because she's like the first dog we've ever owned that actually likes being like playing in water. So we bought her a little pool thing. And we're gonna use it like sometime this week. But yeah, I'm like treating this dog like a newborn child. Like I'm just giving it whatever it wants: toys, a pool, a little kiddie pool. Yeah, shit like that. When I die, all my belongings go to the dog. I wish. I wish dogs lived that long. Does anyone in here read manga? Or is that just like forbidden in this group? No one does that. I started my first one, so I was just curious if anybody does. I know Lag to Death doesn't. He doesn't like to read. Nah, we watch anime through illegal streaming. What do you watch it on? Just a random illegal site, or is there like a famous one? Crunchyroll isn't that expensive. I just pay for Crunchyroll. Oh, okay, with ad blockers. No, yeah, you have to. You literally have to. That makes sense. I'm assuming you're watching anime with your girlfriend. Oh my god. There's an anime you could watch with your girlfriend. It's called Promise Neverland. Wait, is that the name of it? Yeah, The Promise Neverland. Y'all should watch that. You're welcome. She cried during Cyberpunk? Damn, she's a real watcher then, dude. Don't let her go. Now, that's a real anime watcher right there, dude. Don't doubt her. That's not even just like, oh, she's a woman thing. Like, no, dude. It's a good ass anime then. Oh my god, this dog is crazy. Either come in or you go, Lily. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Oh, you're all wet now. That's great. I can't. She's holding me hostage. Well, that's cool. Okay, here's the break of 620 at 60. Wait for the retest. I do like this one a lot more, Alex. I don't know if you were here when I was explaining it, but I like it a lot more because it does have that low in potential, higher low as we see fit. Whereas this one, it was just off of one move, you know? But I do like this one a lot more because of that, even though it's not over that top level yet. And I know you're looking at a little bit different than what I'm looking at, but I just wanted to reiterate that so you didn't think I was like going against you or anything. I'm pretty open about that. I don't like to put that pressure on people who might be looking at something, even if it's just a little bit different. But you're mostly looking at it the way that I see it a little bit so far. No, 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 no. Play with the sock. Damn, you're fucking strong. Rip that sock out of my hand. Give me that sock. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, you won. You're so strong. Quit licking me. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here soon. My dog's getting crazy. Um, do we have any questions or anything that needs to be covered? Or I can always give whatever amount of time to anybody in here. Is there anything that needs to be covered? Any questions? Anything? A trade you may have taken? Something that might have been covered in stream that you didn't find completely clear? Anything like that? And if you haven't already, please leave a like before you go. It definitely helps out the stream a lot. And I thank you guys for real for being here, commenting, conversating, engaging. And if you're audio only, you've just been busy working your ass off. You're doing whatever. You can't sit here and pay full attention. I also appreciate you. You're definitely does not go unnoticed. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate that. Good to see you, Kaizen. I know I haven't been streaming as heavily, but I'm always happy to see you guys pop up. Now that I'm beginning to stream more again. Today's Tuesday, right? We've already done 2 streams this week. It blows my mind, man. It really does just fly by. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I have to like recheck these things because it's like it just doesn't feel real. But thank you guys, seriously. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys have any other like things you want to go over or charts you want to share or anything like that, I'll send the link to the Discord right now. But plenty of people in there have been doing a really good job of doing that already. So if you want to add into it or just pay attention and see what everyone else is doing, that's cool too. Definitely no hate there. But yeah, up to you guys. And if you join and you're new, don't sign up. Just join in. Join in on the fun and do all that shit later on if you even want. But again, you don't have to. I really like it when people just join in and learn and get used to the system first. And then they can think about that if they want. That's on them. But up to that point, I really like to send that point home because it's really, really important that we all understand what we're looking for ahead of time, not in the moment. It is good to know how to react in the moment, but it's good to know what you're going for beforehand. But if we don't have any other questions or comments, I'll give you another minute or two. I'll end the stream. But thank you guys for anybody who is in here just to support and stuff like that. I do appreciate it. It's been a really nice time coming back and streaming. It's our second week in a row, so glad to try to get a couple weeks back under our belt again. And thanks for all the likes. That's actually a lot more likes than I thought I was going to get today. Bye. Get some Chick-fil-A. I probably will because of you. I won't lie. I've been thinking about it. I got that juicy chicken sitting in my head right now. I want some. Thanks, FA. Thanks, VC. I hope you had a good day, VC. This. This damn dog. Just finding things in my room. You too. Thanks, man. All right, well, I'm going to end the stream there. Looks like we don't have any questions or anything. So appreciate that, guys. Appreciate you all for being here. Love you all, and have a great rest of your day.